Oh, darn it. The stream did not hear anything I said. That is pain and suffering. So we'll have to start again. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Snow Runs 2026. For today's snow run, we will be operating on train 182 to Bayport, stopping at Woodside, Jamaica, Skyview Airport, Chirpace, Circuit Place, Central Plaza, Hazelton, Skyfield, Twilight Park, Treetown, Deer Pass, Lakeview, Brookstone, and Bayport. We will be departing at 4:17 p.m. from Hunters Point Avenue, with Parkside Avenue being the next stop. Parkside Avenue will come before Woodside, and then after Woodside, all the other aforementioned stops will be stopped at. Before, I had named 6 of the Bayport branch stops, but now I have all 7. Take that as you will. I'm not going to be showing my face for the whole recording stream. I'm just showing you to introduce myself. Currently, we will be running with an Amfleet II, 7 cars, powered by a DB218, and F7A in the back. And we'll be departing from Hunters Point Avenue in 2 minutes. So without further ado, let us just get ready. As a matter of fact, let me just fill my train first. What am I going to put up there? I'll just put that there temporarily. There we go. While I fill my train. How many do I want in the first car? Put 72. Put 0 in the next car. Put 48 in that car. What if we depart late? Alright, I loaded up my train successfully. We got bodies on board, we got souls. So that way it'll look realistic. Alright, let's get this off of here. Oh, okay. There we go. Alright, we got 3 people viewing. Let me just open up my Safari so I can talk to you guys. Let's see what we have here. What the last minutes inside the towers might have looked like. I think I'll be interested in seeing that. Okay, let's go to live. Let's go to Snow Runs 2026. Yeah, we're definitely leaving late. No doubt about it. Darn right. Let's see. Okay, it should be in my feed now. There we go. Fantastic. If anyone wants to comment, now I'll see it. I'm going to minimize this screen. And go back to OBS. Okay, everything is perfect. Oh, I just realized my desktop audio wasn't on until now. Now it's on. Now you can hear the Amfleet. Okay, we're set up now. Alright, this is train 182 to Bayport, making Parkside the next stop. Got our Amfleet II coach, 25,007. It's all loaded up with passengers. Put as many passengers as I could get on this train. It's beautiful. 25,051, which is empty. Personal reasons. If I want to just chill in that car, I can. Got a few passengers in this one. Let's see. Oh, part of the station is transparent. 25,054. Half of the car is filled up. The version 2 map seems to be functioning a lot smoother than the version 1 map. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this departure has been delayed till 4:20 p.m. due to technical reasons. be running on the Bayport branch. Brand new 25,000 series consist also. The F7 in the back. Actually, it might be an E8. Might be an E8. Beautiful. Okay, I was just making sure that my doors weren't open on the wrong side. I'll have to just toggle track marks. Oh, I forgot how to... No, I didn't. Okay, there we go. Alright, beautiful Amfleet coach. That might actually be the thumbnail for the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be departing at 4:20 p.m. in 1 minute. Apologies for the delay. We experienced a few technical issues, which are now resolved. Alright, this station is Hunter's Point. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Parkside. Get a faraway view up here. Alright, it's 4:20 p.m. Stand clear of the closing train doors on track 3. Prepare for departure. Let's get on our first car here. Oh wait, that's our second car. Let's get up there. And without further ado, let's go for it. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Parkside. Okay, that view is better. First stop here. This station is Parkside. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Woodside. First time I've ran an Amfleet II to Bayport. I ran an Amfleet II to East Point, which is a longer distance, never to Bayport. Alright, here we go. I don't think my track is actually connected to Woodside. That's interesting. So I'll have to actually drag the train once I get to Woodside. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Woodside. not to speed because I probably, like I said, will have to drag the train. I still think I'm going a bit too fast. Just slam on emergency and see what happens. We got some houses over here. I forgot I put those up. I think that would make a nice thumbnail here in front of the houses with all the people on it. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm not connected to Woodside physically. That's a problem. Alright, I'll put that in my notes as something to rectify for the next recording. We got the M and V train station up here, Woodside. Woodside in my world is a I&D BMT station rather than an IRT one. This station is Woodside. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Jamaica. No one can say Jamaica with the flair that Van Ritchie says it. I think that's his name. I got your name wrong, I apologize. Whoa, that's so cool. Yo, that's so cool. I'm literally in a winter wonderland. This is incredible and amazing. Just checking my views here. Whoa, that's awesome. We'll go back 3 views. I really like this view. Did I hear about the Florida Westchester Square East Tremont? No, I did not hear about that. Is it going to be using 62As? If so, that's going to be nice. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Jamaica. We just passed by Garden Side. Game Field is next. Okay, so the 4 is going to retain access to its own yard. Okay, that's good. Because I know the 4GO to 3rd Avenue 138, they used 62As for that. Passing by Game Field now. Whoa. Well, we're hauling. Let's see if we can push it to 110. Ooh, R40 slant! It's signed up to Z because it's supposed to be on the Z line. R40 slants are no longer assigned to the H because they've been replaced by R46s. The H used to be R38s and R40 slants, but now it's a fleet of R46s and R30s. Oh, we're almost at 110, we're almost at 110. Yeah! Okay, we made it to 110. Let's back off. Okay, we're approaching Access Place, which is the terminal for my H train. You'll see it towards your left. Let's see if I can switch sides here. Underneath you should see an R46. Yep, there it is. If we have the one R62 on the 6 run on the 4 during the 3rd Avenue 138 Geo, that would be nice. I agree, that would be nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching Jamaica Station. Jamaica will be the next stop on this train. We will be arriving on track 7. We will be able to transfer to the C, Z, and 5 trains. We will no longer be able to transfer to the T train due to the reroute caused by rebuilding Customia. The C train now services Jamaica rather than the T. You'll also be able to transfer to some buses downstairs. You'll be able to transfer to other railroad branches such as the Bronx branch, Builders Mall branch, East Point, Farmingdale, South Farmingdale, Boundary Beach, and a few one-track branches. Or if you simply want to go back to Enter Customia Terminal, you can do that as well. If you want to access any local stops you may have missed, please get off here and transfer to a local train heading west. Once again, Jamaica will be the next stop on this train. For service to any local stops that the railroad will not make, please get off at Access Place, the very next stop west from here, and transfer to an H train. This station is Jamaica. Yo, that is so scenic. It's so scenic. I love it. I love it. This is fantastic. Arriving on track 7. Version 2 is better than version 1 in every way. I'm just sad that it took me this long to realize it. Sometimes in order to do things properly, sometimes you gotta make a couple mistakes. You shouldn't have to, but sometimes that's how some people learn. I'm one of those people. Wow. This is incredible. On the right side. I don't have a platform on the other side, right? So I can't open those doors. That'd be funny if I accidentally did that. This station is Jamaica. This is the train to Bayport. Stopping at Skyview Airport, Chirpace, Circuit Place, Central Plaza, Hazelton, Skyfield, Twilight Park, Treetown, Deer Pass, Lakeview, Brookstone, Bayport. The next station is Skyview Airport. This is incredible, all the snow there's. Waiting for the right moment. I want to take a picture. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Now. Alright, let's go. $74.14 has been equipped with illuminator spectrum signage. Is it back in service yet? Hopefully it's back in service. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Skyview Airport. Well, it is so much easier for me to operate on this platform. Yo, these curves! These curves, bro! Ladies and gentlemen, we will be bypassing Outer Bridge, so if you want to take some pictures, feel free to. It's not back in service. Oh, okay. But they're just upgrading it, I guess. So, obviously, if they're giving it a new sign, that must mean they intend to bring it back to service. Oh. Oh. I wonder what the official speed limit on this section of tracking is going to be. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Skyview Airport. We are currently passing by Outer Bridge. That middle area there is a tunnel to another branch, which hasn't been constructed yet. Wish it were a tunnel to some layup tracks. That would be cool, because I don't really feel like building too many branches on this land. I feel like I have enough branches as is. Also, this is the first snow run I've done in 2026 where it's not dark out. Because I've done previous snow runs where it was like completely pitch black. And I'm like, you know what? I don't really feel like doing that again. I want you to see these barrels in all their glory. Those are 4 tracks going to yet another branch. And finally, the trackage to Hillside Support Facility has been connected, as you can see over there. $63.43 is on the BX19. Bro, this is the day I waited for. However, I'm not in the city right now, so I can't go out and catch it. But if I was in the city, I would be the first one there. But West Farm's finally getting them XD60s. This is 2018 all over again. Oh, I gotta fix that switch. It's incorrectly oriented. Where you at? Somewhere on Long Island, that's all I'll say. Ooh, I love these curves. Passing by Groovy Gardens, my version of Elmont and UBS Arena. I gotta timestamp all the snow runs I've done. That way people can enjoy them. Thankfully, I never have to use version 1's map again. Version 1 is cooked, sadly. When will the XHE40s enter service? I don't know. First they gotta be delivered to a depot. Hopefully not Gun Hill, which is probably gonna be Gun Hill anyway. Did you hear about 9911 and 9912, aka 0022 and 9622 being at Kingsbridge? I did. Also still haven't been able to catch those because every time I come into the city they're not running. There's the airport. See a massive plane making a turn back there. This station is Skyview Airport. Connection is available to the JFK Express via the airport. I love that little slicing sound you hear. Also how open Skyview Airport is. It reminds me of Hicksville a little too. Let's see. Let me find a couple cars I can park myself next to. This works. Alright. This station is Skyview Airport. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Chirpace. Jose Campo Verde says, I don't think the N and W are getting R211s, just the B, D, and Q. You might be right, because I know after the B, the D is allegedly next, and then after that will be the Q. Let's see if I could do a little under 80 over the switch. Oh, nice, I can. I'm operating the heck out of this train. This station is Chirpace. Hopefully I'll be able to stop here. If not, we'll just keep going. Alright, I think we're going to keep going. I tried. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Circuit Place. Ladies and gentlemen, for service back to Chirpace and for access to the Farmingdale and South Farmingdale branches, which you see over there, please get off at Circuit Place or Central Plaza and wait for a train heading back to Jamaica or into Customia Terminal. Sorry about that. My apologies. I was going too fast. Is there a reason why the R179s are at 207th Street Yard? I guess so all the 211s could be a pick-in, fleet integration kind of thing. In my opinion, they should just put all the R179s on the C and let the A have the 211s fully. But that's just me. You know, me skipping Chirpace reminds me of when the 347 to Port Jefferson skips Hicksville. Like, it's actually not assigned to that station, so it just skips right past. I don't know why, but seeing a train skip Hicksville feels very weird to me. Skipping by Crimson Park. There's a one-track branch to our right and a one-track branch to our left. You'll see the one-track branch over there. Yeah, there it is. What's the best bus depot in New York City? I'm tempted to say Manhattanville because they no longer have the roach issue. They're taking care of all the Mabastoa depots, and their buses were looking shiny, while other buses were looking dusty after the Great Blizzard of 2026, which took place on January 25th. But I could be biased. So therefore I'll throw JFK in the mix as well. But then again, JFK did allow a bus to fall off the lift, so there is that. This station is Circuit Place. Connection is available to the railroad shuttle service connecting all branches. Minor overshoot, the door is out. I gotta back up a little bit. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, for anyone that missed Chirpace, please get off here and wait for a train going to Jamaica, Customia Terminal, or Westchange. And please take that train to Chirpace, where you'll be able to connect to the Farmingdale and South Farmingdale branches. The Farmingdale branch will take you to the Alpha service as well. Alpha service to Bloomingdale, which will take you to Slicken. Darn it, now Night Eagle knows how to get from Slicken to Customia. Darn it, what did I speak? This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Central Plaza. It's probably going to be clipped for Canon Techno moments. Why am I giving NJTE more ammunition? I should be giving them less, not more. This station is Central Plaza. This is your last chance to transfer for a train going to Greenfield, North River, or East Point. This is also your last chance to transfer to a train that will connect you with the Valley service, that being the East Point branch at Ridgewood. I like how you can see the parking garage to our left. This station is Central Plaza, my version of Mineola. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Hazelton, my version of Huntington. Yeah, that's right, I made it a Huntington branch rather than an Oyster Bay branch. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Anyways. Let's watch the train depart. There we are. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Hazelton. Electrification will end at Hazelton. For service to any local stops bypassed, such as Chirpace, Crimson Park, and others, please get off at Hazelton and take an electric train west to either Jamaica, enter Customia Terminal, or Westchange. This station is Hazelton. Are you serious? I didn't put a track marker up there? Okay, so that's two things I have to fix then. What's the worst bus depot in New York City? Gun Hill without objection. Best depot, Manhattanville. Worst depot, Gun Hill. Like, they have the most accidents and breakdowns out of any depot. Like, what I'm saying is solely based on metrics, not on opinion. This station is Hazelton. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Skyfield. Alright, that's the layup track. Electrification is getting ready to end. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Skyfield. That's my prediction on the Brooklyn redesign. A lot of the ambitious changes that were made in the 2022 edition are probably going to be cut. But we will see most of them likely remain in place. It won't be as ambitious as the Queens redesign was. We're now on diesel-only territory, being powered by the DB218 and the E8A. This portion of track is meant to mimic the stretch between Huntington and Greenlawn. I could see the station. Now probably on the version 1 map I wouldn't be able to see it from this far. But on the version 2 map a lot of things got rectified. I also made the stations a lot shorter on the version 2 map. The stations are now about 255 meters long rather than 277 meters long. I shaved off like 22 unnecessary feet per station. This station is Skyfield. As you can see, all the trees are barren. I gotta put more scenery. I've been studying the Port Jefferson branch to see how I want to do things, and I think I have a good idea of what I want to do. This station is Skyfield. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Twilight Park. As you leave the train, please step over the gap between the train and the platform. That's funny, I use Amfleets the way Long Island Railroad uses C3s. Let's check on the... Oh, we're actually holding up traffic at the crossing. That's mad cool. Now wait your turn. This is the train. There you go. Like I said, version 2 is better than version 1 in every way. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Twilight Park. I love that undercarriage too, it's so shiny. Surf Marina says, I did put in a new route suggestion. If the 103 gets cut, it could use a bus route along Ocean Parkway to Coney Island, downtown Brooklyn, using the Prospect Expressway. Any bus that involves a highway immediately has my approval. curving into Twilight Park. This station was inspired by Northport. This station is Twilight Park. Yeah, the whole Bayport branch is basically a customization of the Port Jefferson branch. This station is Twilight Park. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Treetown. Treetown is inspired by Kings Park. Okay, R262 says, 2 of my home routes are Gun Hill Depot's routes, BX25 and BX26. There'd be so many XDE40s that broke down and many canceled trips. The XHE40s need to be in a better depot. Agreed. But sadly, Gun Hill was chosen since like 2022 because apparently, like, you have environmental equity rules, like, you can't give too many hybrids to specific depots, you gotta share them around a little bit. Things like that. And the funny part is the XDE40s aren't even theirs. They're freaking Hills and Manhattan. So they're breaking down loans. Wild. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Treetown. This station is Treetown. Excuse me. Oh, right on the dot. Incredible. This station is Treetown. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Deer Pass. Oh, I returned to my original seat. I like this view too. This is cool. Surf Marina says they should have a limited bus route along Atlantic since spending is like $7 for a one-way ticket on the Long Island Railroad. I would like to have a bus route from downtown Brooklyn to Jamaica Bus Terminal. It can help accessibility. That would be nice. The reason it would be nice is because it would provide an alternative to Long Island Railroad. That way you don't have to take it. Because taking Long Island Railroad is like taking an express bus from Jamaica to Atlantic Terminal. It's basically the same price. Long Island Railroad between Jamaica and Atlantic Terminal is essentially an overpriced subway. I do believe that having a B or a Q route along Atlantic could solve that problem. Oh, we're right behind the engine. I could see the engine at the end of this car. This station is Deer Pass. I love how big the windows are also. I have to contrast the distance between the V1 map and the V2 map, because I know the distance is different now. This station is Deer Pass. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Lakeview. Now personally, if I were the MTA, the one thing I would fix about your proposal would be I would add a B107 Express, like Super Express, from Jamaica to Atlantic Terminal, only stopping at the Long Island Railroad stops. The other route would be a limited, stopping at stops that the Long Island Railroad doesn't make. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Lakeview. As you can see, the North River branch preparing to pass over us. There's the North River branch overhead. This is only one track. Here comes the switch. Transfer points is a better option. This station is Lakeview. The lake is all frozen over now. This station is Lakeview. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Brookstone. Okay, Brookstone is now 27 miles away. I basically took Long Island Railroad and halved the distances, because I do not feel like driving for 3 hours. No thank you. I mean, for a one-way trip, 3 hours, no. Unless I incorporate through running into Customia, which I might do in the future. This is the train to Bayport. The next station is Brookstone. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're getting off at Brookstone, please be sure to grab all your belongings with you as you leave the train. We will be approaching Brookstone, home of higher learning. We hope you enjoyed your ride. Thank you for riding with us. Please stay safe. Wait. I need you to stop. Okay, let's back up a little. That's fun. Got a direct view of the engine. So the whole journey is like 29 miles now, from Hunters Point to Bayport. This station is Brookstone, home of higher learning. Now, it's pretty obvious that this station was inspired by Stony Brook. Even with the cuts that I made to station link, these stations are still quite long. This station is Brookstone, home of higher learning. Bayport will be next. This station is Bayport. Last stop. Wait, in case the announcement got messed up. This station is Bayport. Last stop. Please be sure to grab all your belongings with you as you leave the train. Thank you for riding with the KTA Customia Railroad. That'll be our next train that we'll be operating, Comet 5. There we are. Both trains at Bayport. Let's just drag our train a little further. Perfect. Let's get a shot in the middle here. And let us terminate. This station is Bayport. Last stop. Please be sure to grab all your belongings with you as you leave the train. Thank you for riding with the KTA Customia Railroad. For service in the other direction on the Bayport branch, please transfer to the train across the platform. I have a very interesting idea. Okay, here's our next train. It's going to be a Comet 5. I got these from Flame Rail. Shout out to Flame Rail's Trains if he's watching this later on. I don't know. Just shout out to you because you created some nice models here. Way more advanced than the Shoreliners. I would be just bored if I only had Shoreliners. Grateful, but bored. Let me see how I can angle this so I can get a good shot at both of these cars. This station is Bayport. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Brookstone. Ooh, this is fun. This is so fun. In the meantime, we're going to go on a 1-minute break and clear out our train 182. What I was saying is that train 182 is now done. And we're going to operate train 74 from Bayport to Westchange. We're going to change engines at what's that stop called? Parkside Avenue. I also cleared out this train, so there's no more passengers left on it. Yep, everyone's gone. I'll get a shot of this too, because that's cool. I basically told all the passengers, I'm like, this is Bayport. Please be sure to grab all your personal belongings as you leave the train. Hope you enjoy the ride. Alright, this is our train now. Let me position it correctly. There we go. This station is Bayport. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Brookstone. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is train 74 to Westchange, stopping at Brookstone, Lakeview, Deer Pass, Treetown, Twilight Park, Starfield, now named Skyfield, Hazelton, Central Plaza, Circuit Place, Chirpace, Skyview Airport, Jamaica, Woodside, Parkside, enter Customia Terminal, 70th Street, 94th Street, 8th Avenue, 105th Street, 125th Street, 169th Street, 175th Street, and Westchange, with connections available to the 4th Railroad, Z trains, and various other railroad branches. Brookstone will be the next stop on this train. Step all the way in, stand clear, closing doors, please. If you guys have anything on your mind, just feel free to comment or whatever you want to do. Ladies and gentlemen, please be careful when walking down steps and on platforms, as they may be slippery due to today's snowstorm. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Brookstone. Lead cars 6703 on this Metro North consist. There's a tiny hill we're going up on the way to Brookstone, because Bayport is at 0 elevation and Brookstone is at 2.5 meters elevation from sea level. This station is Brookstone. Oh, this is much easier to operate. This station is Brookstone. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Lakeview. There's a little bit of a delay on the first car in terms of the doors closing. I'll show you again. We have time. I'll show you again. Stand clear. And all the college students trying to get on here. Look at all that snow. This is what it's all about. It'll give me a top view. This station is Lakeview. Connection is available to the North River Shuttle. Dirt. Sexy. This station is Lakeview. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Deer Pass. It is advanced technology. The funny part is I'm being partially sarcastic, but not entirely. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Deer Pass. I'm not even sure I can run this train underground, but I'll try. This station is Deer Pass. This station is Deer Pass. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Tree Town. Yeah, these little humps shouldn't be too much of a problem because the train is mostly flat. So the train is mostly flat, said no one ever. Yeah, it's not gonna work out well. What's up, TFP? Welcome to the stream. Doing snow runs on my version of the Port Jefferson branch, which is called the Bayport branch. I finally figured out how much scenery I want to add to the line by studying the Port Jefferson branch, which I frequently ride. However, I don't ride the Montauk branch, so that will take a little more work. Maybe I could go to Zach and Night Eagle for some help. We'll see. This is the first time I'm using the Flame Rails Metro North Comet 5s. I finally got them to work, because I was having difficulty getting them to work correctly, but I realized a problem. I downloaded both the Tane and the TRS-19 versions when I only needed the TRS-19 version. It's a lesson in life, like, don't try and get things that you don't need. Just get what you need and work with that. Nice. You could indeed get a lot of good references from my commuter rail lines, so that would be fun. I would appreciate that. Because basically I study the fact that commuter rail lines have a lot of telephone poles, they got a lot of wood surrounding them. It's not flat like this. There's a lot of inclines and declines. This station is Tree Town. This is very bare bones. I just wanted to make sure that the route itself existed before I actually add scenery. It would be funny if I add the scenery first and then add the route. Every train handles differently, which is an important thing to keep in mind. This station is Tree Town. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Twilight Park. you guys are going to be in for a treat if I get to Westchange. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Twilight Park. Which locomotive is pushing? I'll show you. We have an F40 PH3 cat in the back. Okay, TFP, if you're still there, I apologize for the delay in reading your comments. I had to shift locations real quick. Apologies. I'll read the rest of your comments after I make this announcement. This station is Skyfield. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Hazelton. Okay, so like I said, the F43 Cat is pushing. This Comet 5 consists on my version of Long Island Railroad. You said it's a nice locomotive and suitable for this branch. I have a route based on the Long Island Railroad. Well, I'd love to see it. Wonder if you posted it in King of Trainz Media. It has multiple branch lines with diesel and electric routes. Yeah, that sounds pretty Long Island Railroad-esque. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Hazelton. Ladies and gentlemen, we are quickly approaching Hazelton Station. You will be able to transfer to electric local service from that point. For service to stops like Crimson Park, Royal Square, Movie Gardens. Forget the other one. For service to all local stations, please transfer here at Hazelton for a electric train. When we go underground, I hope I'll be able to turn off the snow. If not, that might be a little annoying. This station is Hazelton, my version of Huntington. This station is Hazelton. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Central Plaza. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Central Plaza. Ryan B. Orion says, did you hear about the R211AF running overnight on weekdays? Yeah, I did. I think 4100 to 04 and 4115 to 19. Well, who cares, because it's a 4100. I'm sorry, I'm so based for that. Zach Transit's going to find me now. This is Central Plaza. Crimson Park will not be stopped at, but we will be stopping at Circuit Place. For service to Crimson Park, please get off here and transfer to an electric branch train. Circuit Place will be next, stand clear. Wait a minute, I didn't know that the 211s on the F weren't even following an actual schedule. I thought that was like a regularly scheduled overnight train. If that's the case, that's insane. They're just literally testing it, throwing it out whenever they want to. And they're literally doing that at a time where it's hard for a lot of transit fans to catch it. I think they're doing that on purpose. They just say, just throw it out at 12 a.m. when no one's out. This station is Circuit Place. And then after it goes to 179, it just goes back down to Church Avenue and goes out of service. Also, it only does like a round trip. Airtime is almost 0. This is Circuit Place. Chirpace will be next, stand clear. We will not be stopping at Crimson Park. Wait, why can't I move my... Wait, okay. I got scared. I'm like, I can't move my map view. That deeply concerned me for a second. Okay, perfect. Stand clear. R160G is back? Wait, let me see my Discord. Oh shucks, it is back. 8698 to 8702. Finally, something worth fanning. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Chirpace. Ladies and gentlemen, at Chirpace you'll be able to transfer the trains going in the opposite direction to Farmingdale and South Farmingdale. I wonder why they brought 160s back to the G all of a sudden. There's the Farmingdale branch over there, all the way in the distance. You don't think we'll see R160s on the NRW again? I mean, there's a higher chance of an R160 showing up on the NRW than an R46 showing up on the B, in my opinion. And once the B is fully covered with 211As, we're never going to see a 75-foot SME on that line ever again. Did you know the R160 ran on the queue overnight between January 26th and 30th? It's ironic you bring that up. I was literally making the subway script the other day. Like, in terms of subway news, I'm fully caught up on information between January and November, and it's all been recorded. I just have to finish making the video. But I'm currently compiling information between December and February. That's the reason I'm posting R46 content again, because now I'm caught up to what happened with the 46s last year and early this year. And I was reporting on the R160Q in my script, and I did see that the R160Q broke its record by running for like 2 to 3 days in a row. Yep, it's in the script, so you'll see it, Lord's will, when it comes out. This station is Chirpace. Connection is available to the Farmingdale and South Farmingdale branches. Yep, I covered both of those consists, so I can't wait to just, because all the scripts are basically done, I can't wait to just make the video now. I gotta start making the January video and then just keep producing content from that point going forward. This station is Chirpace. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Skyview Airport. Wait, I think we should do a departure video from here. It ran for 53 hours. Wow. That's incredible. Have I been anywhere recently? Well, mostly just been staying close to home whenever possible because it's too cold to just go out venturing. I'm trying to wait until it gets warm. Well, besides fanning, no, not really. I try and stay close to home base and school as well. We just switched onto the express track. Yeah, basically I'm just waiting for the weather to get warm before I start venturing out again. Snow still hasn't melted. That is correct. It was too cold for the snow to melt. You gotta be above 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius, 273 Kelvin, before you actually get significant melting. And you gotta remain above 32 for a sustained period of time. Because last night it was 34 degrees and we still had a little bit of snow. At this point, the snow will be here till June. Oh, I hope not. That wouldn't be nice. We still see the impacts of the Great Blizzard almost 3 weeks after it occurred. This station is Skyview Airport. Any of you guys watch Stranger Things 5? This station is Skyview Airport. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Jamaica. Uh-huh. I think that will make a fantastic shot. There's so much snow falling down. It's so cool. Snow fan. Okay. Wait, let me just open up this car again. I want to see if this front door opens. I don't think it will, but I want to see. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't open. Well, we just confirmed that. Alright, let's wait. Let's go. Wait, the Bay Ridge branch is going to be closed? The Bay Ridge line, I should say. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Jamaica. see if I can go to another car. Okay, that is where the bathroom area is. A little box there. Oh, this view is cool here. Reminds me of being on a C3. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Passing by Harmony Heights. First stop in Hillside, no longer in Riqqua. Riqqua is my version of Long Island. Hillside is my version of Queens. Now passing by Hollis. Might have to start slowing down so I can figure the switches. Passing by Hillside Support Facility. Have you heard about the 8 train debate? Yes, in fact I covered it a couple of years ago. There's been a very recent debate due to discussions on how to fix Rogers Junction. First of all, I'm going to be honest with you guys, Rogers Junction should have never been built like that. Building it like that was a very nonsensical mistake, in my opinion. Am I on the middle track now? Yes, I am. Okay. Noted. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be approaching Jamaica Station, but first we have to get the lineup. My brakes just got recharged. I didn't intend to do that, although that was fun. I just glide on this track all the way into the terminal. That will bring me to... what is this? Track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we did track 7 earlier, now we're doing track 6. Don't say a darn thing. If I take that track over here, and switch onto the express, ride the express all the way down. Yep, I got the green. Line ahead is clear for 1 block. Okay, awesome. To be honest with you guys, I don't think they're actually going to implement the 8. MTA likes less entropy, not more. Adding another route increases entropy. Let's go outside again. Oh, that's cool. Passing by Outer Bridge. There's a lot of switches in this region here. There's Outer Bridge Station over there. There's a bus depot. We used to store aero buses in there, but currently don't have any buses in there. All the fleets come later. I'm just making sure that the strength of the land is prioritized. Because before, version 1 of this map had no land strength. Like, you could have all the trains you want on the map. It means absolutely nothing if your land is not strong. You keep glitching. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now arriving at Jamaica Station. We will be coming in on track 6. You may transfer to the C, Z, and 5 trains at this location. You may also transfer to branches going to the Bronx, Shoreside, Builders Mall, East Point, Greenfield, Bayport, and other locations. This is a train going to Westchange via Customia Terminal. If this is not your train, please feel free to get off here. Please be sure to grab all your personal belongings with you, your phone, your keys, your wallet, your weaves, your van units, your socks, and everything of personal value to you, especially your children. Thank you for riding with KTA Customia Railroad. Ooh, they have a little race. This station is Jamaica. This is the train to Westchange. Stopping at Woodside, Parkside for engine change. Enter Customia Terminal. 70th Street, 94th Street, 105th Street, 130th Street, 169th Street, 175th Street, Westchange with connections to 4th Railroad at Westchange, 7 at 70th Street, branches to West Lines at Customia Terminal, branches to points north at 94th Street, the A, C, and E trains at 8th Avenue, the G train at 105th Street, the S4 IRT shuttle at 125th Street, the C train at 169th Street, the 1 train at 175th Street, the 4th Railroad at Westchange, as well as the West Division Railroad. The next station is Woodside. The MTA fixes Rogers Junction without the 8. The 5 could just run the new lots. The new pair of switches east of Rogers Junction. 5 to new lots sounds interesting. I'll be honest with you, I'm no expert in de-interlining, so I'll leave that to the pros, but I would like to see it. It would be cool. But I'm not gonna interlope on what I feel is not my territory. Does this guy have a driver? I'm gonna let him go first. Oh, control right quick. Okay, good. I think he's gonna cut ahead of me, but that's okay. Wait. Okay, let me just set him up to go to access place. There we are. I'm waiting for him to flip the switch in his favor. Wait, maybe I have to do it for him. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're being held momentarily by the Trainz Dispatcher. We apologize for any inconvenience. Okay, we have the lineup again. Oh! Okay, no, it's fine. I got concerned. Because I thought now we were going to run local, or that train was going to run express. And once he flips the switch back in, yep, the switch has been flipped. It's our time to shine now. So you basically send the 2 and 3 via Flatbush. Yeah, that would solve a lot of problems. Train to Westchange. The next station is not Parkside, Woodside. Trying to put the cart before the horse here. You can't do that. Yeah, your proposal sounds like the easiest way to fix the line. Just send all the 7th Avenue services via no string, and then the Lexington Avenue services via Livonia. Sounds like an easy peasy solution. We're doing track speed. I like how reducing my acceleration by 5% only decreased my speed by a mile. Okay, 2 miles. There's Game Field. see what it's like if I go down this corridor. Oh, okay. We're gradually slowing down. This is Woodside Station, connect to the M&V upstairs. Next stop will be Parkside for an equipment engine change. Stand clear. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Parkside. Wait, was I? Did you hear what I was responding to? Because I just found out my mic was on mute. You might have not heard my comment. I was saying that your proposal basically forces people to transfer at Franklin Avenue. Kind of like how with the F&M swap now you either have to transfer at 4750th going north or Jackson Heights going south. And I mean, that is fair. Like, I'm starting to get with the interlining programs now because I'm realizing their benefits. They're actually quite helpful. They speed up train service. The only reason we have a red signal is because I have the engine change actually in the station block. Yep, fair enough. This station is Parkside. This is our last above ground station. We will be switching to a smaller locomotive. I wonder if we linked up yet. This station is Parkside. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Customia Terminal. Wait a minute. Wait, I can't change session options now? No! That's crazy. Session options. Oh, okay, there we go. Weather? Clear. No. Okay. Hopefully the snow will start clearing up. Let me just detach from our F40PH here. 3-cat model as opposed to a 2-cat model. Okay. We now have no engine in the back. Oh, we didn't actually connect yet. Okay, I see. So I'll have to just drive backwards a little bit. Never shunt that roughly in your life. I'm going to relieve this man of his duties. He was the shunter. He did his job. And I'm going to move you over here. Alright, fantastic. And then I'm going to do something highly illegal, which cannot be done in real life. Don't try this at home, folks. And get rid of that 40 pH. Bring you back there. And now we're ready to go. This is a strange way to switch equipment modes. As you can see, the snow has now stopped. Stand clear. I just realized I was on mute again. Unintentional. What I was saying while I was in the tunnel, I was like, we're diving down under the East River. If the tunnel looks a little weird to you, it's because it's not finished yet, and I apologize for that. Like, what happened is I didn't finish the tunnel between Customia Terminal and Parkside, so if we drown under the water or if we submerge under the grass, that's why. This is Customia Terminal. There's the train to Westchange. Next stop will be 70th Street. Step all the way and stand there. Alright, we're now on the 9th Avenue line, well, 7th Avenue line, then we shift to 9th Avenue. '70th is next, stand clear. Swinging those cars, huh? Whoa, look at that curve. This station is 70th Street. Transfers available for the 7 and 11 trains downstairs. Oh, that's awesome. This station is 70th Street. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is 94th Street. And ladies and gentlemen, because I realized that I chose the wrong DB218, I will be quickly replacing it. Stand clear. Alright. I'm going back to my window seat. And I'm gonna have to abandon it once we get to, once we get past 8th Avenue, I'll abandon the seat. Yeah, the window seat's not gonna work because it's too glitchy. Unless I choose maybe... Oh, then I'm looking through someone's hair. That's weird. Oh, shoot. What if I keep going back? What happens if I go further back? Oh, we have the vestibule. Yeah, this could work. I don't like it though, I'm going to the front. If the MTA was to swap DeKalb Junction, would it be to swap the B and N or the D and Q? The way I would do it would be keep the N Express, make the Q go via 4th Avenue and then via West End, then bring the D along Brighton. This station is 94th Street. This is your last chance to transfer to the railroad branches going to points north. This is the map I always wanted. I finally have it. This station is 94th Street. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is 8th Avenue. There's the front of the train. There's the vestibule. Okay, so I can't go in much further than this wall right here. Stand clear, close the door space. Closes both sides. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is 8th Avenue. Oh yeah, at this station, the one we just passed, you could transfer to the Q. Well, actually the F train, because I replaced the Q with the F. Ladies and gentlemen, we're being held momentarily by the Trainz Dispatcher. We apologize for any inconvenience, and we shall be moving shortly. Yeah, I think my mic muted again, actually. I was saying that the last station we passed was 8th Avenue with the connection to the A and C. The B and D pass overhead, but they don't actually stop in the station. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're being held temporarily here by the Trainz Dispatcher. Apologize for any inconvenience. Wow, okay then. This is 104th Street. Transfers available to the G train downstairs. Ladies and gentlemen, we are being held. Wait, we're not being held? Okay. Okay, so I can go to 125th Street then? Is that what you're saying? That's the G train, by the way, downstairs. Man, I shouldn't have had another train ahead of me. That really messed everything up. This station is 104th Street. This is a train to Westchange. Next stop will be 125th. Step all the way in, staying. We're traveling on the 9th Avenue line, which is akin to the 2nd Avenue line in real life, except it's for a railroad branch, which is hella weird. I'm gonna floor that red signal. Because it's probably gonna break us anyway. Yep, there it is. This station is 125th Street. Transfers available to the S4 and S5 shuttle trains from the IRT. Fun fact, this station used to be 130th Street until I moved the position of the shuttle. Boom, boom, boom. This station is 125th Street. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is 169th Street. Might as well get a departure video from here. That would be nice. Oh yeah, I forgot. Now the last car closes out of sync with everything else. Derp. If you've ever wondered what the 2nd Avenue subway will look like as a railroad, now you have your answer. Alright, full speed ahead. Darn it, another red signal. What happens when you complete... Oh, it just turned yellow. I was gonna say, this is what happens when you install incomplete signaling on your line. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is 169th Street. We now have 3 stops remaining on our journey. I think that was my saving grace, the fact that I already signaled the underwater tunnel for that segment. Oh, we're almost at the speed limit. This station is 169th Street. Connection is available to the C and K lines. Engine's a little bit out of the station, but that's fine. This station is 169th Street. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is 175th Street. Bro, this is definitely the route of my dreams, no doubt. Okay, the first car is actually a little bit out of the station. I'll live with it. That used to be the lead car, now it's the trailing car. Oh yeah, I forgot I could view the train from this tunnel. This station is 175th Street. Transfers available to the 1 train. This is your last station in Manhattan. I didn't put a dig hole here? Why didn't I put a dig hole here? This station is 175th Street. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Westchange. You'll be going underwater into the West Lines. Here's 168th Street by the way. Well, I'm sorry, 175th Street by the way, on the 1. As the conductor boards. I forgot to put a dig hole here. There's supposed to be a dig hole, that way you don't see this grass. And let me just go to Westchange real quick. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is all covered in snow too. No, but the point is, it's still supposed to be snowing. Alright, I got clearance. Let's go. Wait, let me see if I can choose another angle real quick. Yeah, I like that angle there. Let's do it. Stand clear. Did you know that the curve near 149th Grand Concourse is the worst interlocking due to the speed limit being 10 miles per hour? I didn't know that. Utica Avenue subway would be cool. We're going to cut through the grass here. This is the train to Westchange. The next station is Westchange. Do I have track marks activated? I do. We're now underwater. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching Westchange Station. There you will be able to connect to the 4th Railroad, continuing your journey west to Brightwater and Pianto. You may also transfer to the West Division Railroad, the catenary services. You'll be arriving on track 202, the lower level. Please be sure to grab all your personal belongings with you as you leave the train. Grab your phone, wallet, keys, children, and anything else of personal significance to you. Arriving on track 202 of Westchange, inspired by Grand Central Medicine. There's the upper level. Ladies and gentlemen, at this station you may also transfer to the PATH train and the 4. Other points in the west. Wow, someone is slamming that door. This is Westchange's last stop. Thank you for riding with the Customia Railroad. For service west to Brightwater, go upstairs and take the 4th Railroad. We're actually going to do the 4th Railroad only for one stop. We're going to go to Westfield and we're going to end the stream. That's it. You open this train up. Open my train up. This station is Westchange, last stop. Thank you for riding with the KTA Customia Railroad. Oh, this is the mixed train. This station is Westchange. This is the train too. I don't know a destination, darn it. Let's try again. This station is Westchange. This is the train to Birchwood on the East Point branch. The next station is 175th Street. So now we only have our Comet train here, and it's currently stuck because it can't access the divide track until the Amfleet clears the track. Alright, let's go upstairs. Get the escalator. Take the escalator. And there we are. Westchange Terminal. Very illustrious. We'll get our Metra BBL over here. Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh! Yeah, that was from an earlier stream. Okay, we're back. Let's put this BBL into service. Might go up to Westwood, actually. We'll go to Westwood. Then we'll end the stream. This station is Westchange. Connection is available to the Customia Railroad. I love the BBL network. I shouldn't call it that. I'll call it the Fourth Railroad. People might get confused. Oh, you like BBLs? I'm so glad I muted my mic. I just caught one loose. The stream definitely would have heard that. This station is Westchange. This is the train to Brightwater. The next station is Westfield. Alright. Let me just set some switches here. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Yepers. Is Westfield, Westwood. Is that Westwood? Yep. What's the station after that? Yeah, we could end it here, actually. We'll end it at that other station. Alright, now I gotta reorient my train. This station is Westchange. This is the train to Brightwater. The next station is Westfield. Oh shit, fire drill. I gotta go. This station is Westchange. This is the train to Brightwater. The next station is Westfield. Oh, so you guys did see the orange peeler that I put by accident. Yeah, that was a fun stream earlier today. I enjoyed it. Man, people slamming on that door outside. It's weird. Anyways. Oh, wrong way. Okay, that's nice. Do you want to be in the first car? Yeah, let's be in the first car. Nope, second car is better. I don't know what car I want to be in. Let's be in the second car. It's only a short ride anyway. Metra Bombardier bi-level. Hey, why does the sound glitching? And here are the trees. This station is Westfield. It's so blissful now that the snow has stopped. This station is Westfield. This is the train to Brightwater. The next station is Westwood. I've ridden the L in Brooklyn a few times. Not often, but a few times, yeah. What do you think about Amtrak Arrow? I think it looks nice. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, eventually those cars are slated to replace the Amfleet, so I'll have to like them whether I want to or not. This station is Westwood. This is the train to Brightwater. The next station is Oakdale. Where am I? No, I'm not staring at y'all for a stop. I'm not staring at you for a stop. That's a good view there. We're on the upper level, I think. Nope, we're going backwards. We'll just call that rollback. The D is ready for new tech soon. Yeah, it's gonna be so weird seeing new trains on the D. Like for years, it's just used nothing but like 68s with the occasional 68A. Like there are a few things that have never changed in my lifetime. Like West Farms having C40LFs, R68s being on the D, R62As being on the 1, Nova LFSAs being at West Farms. But everything must change eventually. And eventually these staples will also give way to the winds of change. I'm tired of R68 on the D. That's fair. Can't blame me for that. I love the 68s on the D. It's so classic for me. It's just fields of snow. I love it. This station is Oakdale. We might skip it, actually. I'm not going to be able to slow down in time. We're skipping it. The next station is Forest Meadow. It's a blank canvas of snow. R68s are a strong train model. I think Lexington is going to get CBTC first. Like, I've never heard anyone talk about 7th Avenue CBTC, except for like a year ago when I talked about it. But I think Lexington is going to get it first. I just remembered, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I talked about 7th Avenue CBTC. Well, once the announcement was made. How am I forgetting the things I talk about in my own videos? Can't be doing that. This station is Forest Meadow. Ladies and gentlemen, for anyone who needed to stop at Oakdale, please get off here and transfer to a eastbound train. Okay. Yeah, that's a really nice view. Oh, let's try again. This station is Forest Meadow. This is the train to Brightwater. The next station is Maple Trail. Alright guys, I gotta go now. If you guys enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in. That 4th railroad train is heading west to Brightwater. There will be connections to Keonto branches at Savannah Falls. I saw a filthy 2025 XD60 already dirty. Ah, shame on Gun Hill. Pox on your house. Napocalistical.